Good afternoon from Japan, everybody. This is Trey. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Apple stock. They just released a whole bunch of new products. It's an event that we've been waiting for a little while. Normally, it happens in March. It's the iPad event that happens in March, but didn't happen. So they pushed it forward to today, April 20th. And looks like they came out with a bunch of new products. And surprisingly, I've been doing some thinking and a little bit of math and a lot of reading to figure out kind of what this means for investors. So first I wanted to go through some of the products and kind of take a quick look at them. And then I wanted to share some of my thoughts on what this could mean for investors as well. So first, let's take a look. It says, introducing the new iMac, iPad Pro, iPhone 12 in purple, AirTag, and Apple TV 4K. I just bought an Apple TV 4K, like not this one, and it's a pretty dope product. I like it a lot. I have an Apple Watch that I use like all the time for exercising, but I needed to upgrade my Apple TV because my old Apple TV didn't have Bluetooth, but I wanted Bluetooth so I could do Apple Fitness, which I pay a monthly subscription for, and we'll get into that in a little bit, why that makes Apple super good for investors. Not super awesome for the average Joe, but very good for investors. So let's go on down here. We got the new iMac. Whoa, sorry about that. New iMac. All new inside and out, impossibly thin, 24-inch 4.5K Retina display, the best speakers, mics, and camera in a Mac, supercharged by the M1 chip. So I do have a lot of thoughts about this. We do have an M1 MacBook Pro in our office, which we've been enjoying, but not as impressed by as a lot of people on YouTube have been. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I'm editing like 3 8K videos simultaneously and it's blowing our mind. It's so amazing. It's like we haven't had that experience. Maybe that happens for some people, but hasn't really been the case for us yet. We do editing for this channel on that Mac, and regardless of whether we film in 1080p or 4K, we get like a little bit of choppiness. We've reset the preferences. We edit using proxies and all that stuff, but still doesn't like blow our mind. But the thing that does blow our mind is the bang for the buck compared to Apple products previously. Apple has been known for being a ripoff, and especially if you're a long-term Windows user, which I was before I became a hardcore Apple fanboy a couple of years ago. But so they've been known for being a ripoff, but they've been known for being a ripoff. But the other thing that blows my mind about the MacBook Pro is that the battery life is monstrous, dude. Like, we can be editing 4K videos on it for like 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, and it's like not a big deal. I personally am running on a MacBook Pro 16-inch, like pretty much top spec here in the studio, and it wouldn't do that well. The battery life wouldn't hang like that, So I'm super interested to see not only how this new iMac does, but, incoming generations of a larger iMac and also a new high-spec MacBook Pro on the horizon. But anyways, back to this iMac. They made it really thin. They buffed up the speakers, the cameras, and mics, which is great for this generation of a lot more people working at home. The previous generation iMac was on sale for 10 years or something like that. And so it's long overdue. And actually, this generation has a much better screen resolution because the 27-inch of the previous generation had a 5K screen, but now this one has a 4.5K, even though it is the smaller version. So I'm interested to see what ends up coming through. I did also let's see if they show it in here. Bunch of new colors, which is kind of cute. Reminds me of those old school iMacs that were like the big bubbles. Let me know if you guys know what I'm talking about in the comment section or whatever. It was like a big bubble that came out in 1995 or something like that. They had all these different colors. But that was one of the things people liked a lot that helped Mac become popular at the time. 11.5 millimeters thin. That is cool, but I'm not going to buy a computer just because of that. magnet battery power. That's dope. But where's the one thing I wanted to show you guys that I like really liked? I like let out an audible wow when I saw it. But M1 is very good. Big Sur is very good. Not finding it, y'all. Wow, interesting. It's not even on this page. Okay. But the charging brick, so that you have a little cable going out of the computer down to a charging brick on the floor, which also has a port for Ethernet, which is super dope. I really like that because I personally am a plug the cable into the computer type guy. Let me know in the comments if you guys like MacBooks, have used MacBooks or iMacs. Like I personally have had an iMac. I had the 5K 27 inch and I like love that thing. It was getting a little bit long in the tooth and I was able to sell it for like a really good price because I only used it for a few years. I actually bought it used in Japan. One of the cool things about buying used stuff is that people just take really, really good care of their stuff here. They'll be like, oh my gosh, it's in terrible condition. Like, don't buy it if you're nervous about that. And then they'll show a picture and they'll be like, like a pixel scratch on the back that you would never notice kind of thing. And they'll be like 5% off because of this damage kind of thing. So that's one of the cool things about being in Japan when you're buying used stuff. But anyways, I'm personally really excited about the next generation of this iMac. But for investors, I think, you know, I'm really interested to see how this does for the next generation. I know the sales of the 24-inch have been like not good for a while. Sorry, let me switch screens back. Let's look at the pricing. Starts out the base level at $12.99, which actually, when you compare even a Windows computer actually with, well, this computer isn't built for performance, like super high performance, but a similarly priced Windows computer not using an Apple M1 would probably perform worse and cost about the same. 256 gigs of storage. It's not really my thing. I'm not really okay with that. But for a lot of people, that's fine. Going up to the higher spec 512 with 8 gigs of storage, 8 gigs of RAM. And you get 4 ports. 2 Thunderbolt USB 4 ports and 2 USB 3 ports for $1,700. I feel like Apple, and I don't know, let me know in the comments like what you guys think about this. I don't know if the whole Johnny Ive thing, the designer guy who was responsible for a lot of the changes Apple made, I don't know if him leaving was, or I don't know if him being there was holding everything back at Apple, but I feel like after he left, bang for the buck and just being logical about responding to all the pros who use Apple's products complaints got like way better. I don't know. Like, let me know in the comments if you guys have any thoughts about that. So I think that is something, the iMac is really cool the 24-inch Mac probably will bring in some good sales, I think. The 24-inch iMac has not been bringing in sales in the previous generation, I think. But let's check it out. Here we are looking at the HyperCharts. And Mac is the yellow blob here. Actually, I'm just gonna cross everything out. By the way, HyperCharts is a neat little service. And if you join, so I'm gonna get that centered for you guys. If you join using the link down in the description, you support the channel through that. So here is iMac revenues over the last few years. Last quarter, which was Apple's like most profitable quarter ever, 8.675 billion in Mac sales. This doesn't break down MacBooks or iMacs or things like that. The quarter before that, 9 billion. Quarter before that, 7 billion. Quarter before that, 5.3 billion. That's kind of when everybody was kind of like, whoa, are we all going to lose our jobs? Is the world going to fall apart? And then once people caught their breath and they were like, oh, I can work at home now kind of thing, then we saw it, you know, jump up crazy hardcore. And that is one of the concerns for the next few quarters. How much of this fervor, how much, especially hardware, like if everybody bought new computers, if a huge amount of people bought new computers, new webcams, new microphones during the last year because they started to work at home, maybe that's going to put a damper on iMac sales. What do you guys think about that? Next, let's get off the iMac and let's go on to the iPad. iPad Pro, new generation, mostly the 11 and 12 inch versions. So very much, unlike the iMac, very much like the top tier, top of the level. Like these iMacs, or sorry, these iPads now are so freaking powerful. You can edit 4K video on it and it's like zero lag, no problem. Even like 2 generations ago of iPad Pro. The iPad Pro continually amazes me with how powerful it is. But this new iPad Pro, the 12 inch, has so much power and such an amazing screen. And the top tier one is like $3,000. Like this is like more than most computers cost. But check it out. M1 chip, 12.9 inch liquid retina XDR display, 5G capabilities, new ultra wide front facing camera with center stage. Center stage is kind of this auto zoom. I think it just uses digital zoom, but it kind of like follows you around if you're walking around. If I was like doing something like this, it would like follow me somehow. Not sure how good it is, but liquid retina display is just super high resolution with really deep colors. And so that's kind of one of the, and the new processor M1, like we talked about a minute ago, M1 is big time power and super good battery life. But like I mentioned, like iPad Pros haven't had issues with having too much power. They're always super powerful and amazing battery life. So I'd be interested to see what the M1 brings to the table. Let's see what else we got here. Mind-blowing performance. Yep. Wow, man. I'm just scrolling down. This isn't even a video. Liquid retina to the extreme, XDR. So yeah, high resolution with really deep colors, blacker blacks, and brighter colors and stuff like that. 5G super fast cellular speed. I don't know how many people actually use cellular. Here in Japan, like I mentioned, buying stuff used online. It's interesting because probably, oh my God, because probably half of the iPads I see for sale used have the cellular option. So that's kind of surprising to me because I would like never do that, I think. But then again, one of my businesses is renting out pocket Wi-Fi devices. So I'm always connected wherever I go. I don't know. Let me know. Do you guys like cellular iPads? Like, let me know down in the comment section. Going back to the screensies, iPad Pro and M1 power couple. Let's see if they got anything else going on. To me, it just seemed like more power. Yeah, 50% faster CPU performance, 40% faster graphics, which is what they say like every presentation a new iPad comes out. Liquid retina, super 1000 nits, 16,000 peak brightness. That's crazy, dude. The brightest ever. I'm really interested because I'm interested in the fact that the iMac that they released was very much like the bare bones basic one for just kind of average Joe who, you know, isn't going to be doing like heavy video editing or things like that. But the iPad, on the other hand, is like super top tier, super big bang for your buck. But sorry, not big bang for your buck, but really big, like heavy hitting power, targeting like super, like more than just pros, like extreme pros. Like I don't know a person actually who uses their iPad Pro primarily for like really, really high graphically intensive stuff. I don't know. Let me know. So let's see. Let's go back to the HyperChart and let's break this down to iPad. Wow. iPad sales just keep going up the last 4 quarters. First quarter of 2020. Sorry. Let me share this correct screen with you guys. First quarter of 2020, almost 6 billion. Then down to 4.7 billion when everybody was freaking out. Then once everybody stopped freaking out, 6.5, 6.8, 8.4. Dude, everybody's buying iPads. That's crazy. We are in the market for an iPad because it's kind of just like one of the cool little things to have around the house. But I also like it to be able to share my screen with you guys, to be able to take notes and stuff like that. But I'm interested to see how this will hit the bottom line. I imagine iPad Pros are higher margin, especially the super top tier ones that are like $3,000 are higher margin. What do you guys think? Next, the really big, iPad Pro 12 AirTags. This is the one that I'm least excited about as a human and a consumer. but most excited about as an investor, and we'll talk about that here. So AirTag, attach one to your keys, slip another in your backpack, just like that. They're on your radar in the Find My app. So let's learn more. So basically, it's like a little penny-sized thing that you put in stuff that you lose, like lose your knack for losing things. So, and then it shows you like down to the 0.1 foot. You're walking towards Deborah's keys. Okay, you are at Deborah's keys, kind of thing. So it's like super hyper accurate. And what it does is it uses Bluetooth, and it's crazy because I was like, dude, what if I left it miles away? The Bluetooth wouldn't reach me. But what it does is it reaches other Apple devices around it, which are connected to the Find My network, like privately. They don't know that it's doing that. And then those are connected to the internet through cell phone towers or Wi-Fi or whatever. And that gets broadcasted to you where you're at. So I was like, whoa, that's super high tech. As long as the security is good on that, which, you know, we can pretty much rely on Apple to be good on that front. As long as the security is good on that, that's pretty amazing. I know a lot of people who would benefit from this. It says AirTag is super easy way to keep track of your stuff. $29 per piece, and you can get 4 for $100. So $25 to $29. This is one of those things I think that'll just be kind of like, yeah, I guess I'm tired of losing my keys, or I'm tired of losing my, I don't know, what do you lose? Tired of losing my keys, so I'm going to just slap one of these on it. $29, who cares? I already have an iPhone. I already have like an Apple computer, whatever. Not a big deal. And Apple doesn't have a lot of things like that where it's like an entryway. It's a gateway into the Apple gated garden or walled garden, they call it. And so this could be another one of those kind of hooks to get people in, you know? And what ends up happening is that you get that, and then you're like, oh, I need an iPhone to connect to it for it to work right. And then you get an iPhone, and then you're like, dude, not only does this work really well, but an iPhone works really well. And I'm really enjoying my experience with iPhone. And then it's off to the races. And as we're seeing in more recent quarters, the revenues, yeah, we can look at the HyperCharts in this in a minute, but the revenues are becoming less hardware and more services recently. And those are like monthly recurring revenues, which is like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. But let's get back into AirTags here. So it shows you some use cases. Put it on your keys, put it in your wallet, put it on your pants. Oh, that's your bag. Okay. That screen, it looks like pants, but that screen, it looks okay. Yes. It's like, where are my pants? So different use cases, ping it, find it. Yeah. So just helps you find stuff. It's just one of those little handy things. And I was like, I don't care about this product, but now that I'm seeing its potential capacity to bring people into Apple and therefore boost revenues, I'm kind of like, that's a big deal. But I did find an article by an analyst that said, imagine 70 to 80 million units of this get sold. And what do they say? A $10 billion opportunity just in the AirTags. So let's check it out. Let's bring all these guys back up on here. Service. So we got iPhone in blue. Last quarter, 65 billion. iPad, 8.4 billion. Mac, 8.6 billion. Services, 15 billion. So this analyst was saying, and you know, take analyst thoughts with like a massive grain of salt, because whoa, sorry about that. Take analyst thoughts with a massive grain of salt, because they're not always really fair and they don't always know everything. That's my experience, especially watching Tesla. But this analyst is saying this could be a $10 billion opportunity, which would put it second place behind the iPhone. And I think what they're saying is if it sells 80 million units straight up, like that's the gain, not including how much that's going to pour into services and iMacs and Apples and all these other things. So that's really, really impressive and exciting. What do you guys think about that? They did also talk about the new TV 4K, which is like the less exciting thing. New remote, and it's really good for 4K high frame rate HDR. So if you're like one of those guys who's just super into the highest quality, super highest frame rate, this sounds like it could be your thing, but I'm like, dude, there's not even that much programming available to, take advantage of all those things. And you need an amazing TV and all that stuff. So I don't imagine this to hit the bottom line huge, big time, but could be one of those compounding things where it's like, oh, I have an Apple TV. I might as well get Apple TV Plus, I guess it's called. And it's like, oh, I might as well upgrade to the Apple One package, which gives you the Apple Fitness. And then if you're getting Apple Fitness, you might as well get an Apple Watch. And you're taking your pants off to go exercise, so you might as well put an AirTag on your pants because you're going to lose them somewhere, right? I guess that's the business model. One sec while I take a break and grab a drink. Let's check in on the chat. How you guys doing? Brian Kim, iMac G4 all the way. The iMacs look ugly in my opinion. No, yeah, I don't know. I like them. I think they're kind of slick. I don't think they need to be that thin. It's not like the world is over if it's like 2 inches thick or whatever. It's on your desk anyways. Let's see what else we got going on. Mike Rao, what I'm hearing you say is that I should set my MacBook on fire and go yell at Apple until they give me a new computer. I'm not actually saying that, but Brian Kim, I have the MacBook M1 chip. Seems pretty average. It's faster than my older 2013 MacBook Retina, but it still feels like a not so significant upgrade. Aubrey, good morning from Ireland. What's up, Aubrey? Welcome. Finally made it. Very good. This is the first time I've streamed at 4:30 p.m., so very glad you could make it. Brian Kim, pay us for losing your things, chump. We mean consumers. Tile all the way. Tile, who he's talking about, is another. They make something like what are they called? AirTags. And my understanding is that they've been around for a while now. They were probably the originators of the AirTag type product. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. But yeah, he's saying Tile all the way. Let's see. It's 9 a.m. here in Ireland. That's very cool. Thank you for joining us for the morning, Aubrey. But yeah, so what I was saying earlier, whoa, that is Benzinga. Let me hop back in the HyperCharts. Yeah. So what I was saying earlier about the multiplicative effects of all of these things combining to bring in even more revenue. I wanted to, not only revenue, but also profitability when you add the services in. Check it out here. Revenue and operating income. So operating income is what you want to see, because the operating income is basically what comes out of the main operations of that company. So you're taking, dude, look at that. 111 billion revenue. Sorry, let me get myself out of the way there because this revenue bar is so freaking big, it can't even fit in the screen. So 111 billion leading to, I think it was their all-time highest operating income, 33.5 billion. Yeah, man. And a lot of that I think just comes from services. Check it out. Actually, services hasn't grown that much. Let's slide that back. And okay, biggest ever was last quarter, 15 billion, 14 billion, 13. Yeah. So their services are trending up nicely. We're seeing a nice compound annual growth right there. And I think that's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. I'm interested to hear, especially Apple users, not even necessarily investors, what services are you most excited about? Which are you using the most? Let me know down in the comment section. So moving on down, net dude. Oh man, I got to move myself even more because that bar doesn't even fit in here. Net income. So that one on the right here says $28 billion net income. Just like trashing the last few quarters before that, which are not poor quarters by any means, at 11 billion, 22 billion. These big are all the first quarter ones, which I think are when the new iPhones come out, maybe? I don't remember when their fiscal quarters work. I think it works on just the calendar year, but let me know if you have any thoughts on that. By the way, the iPhone is always their heavy hitter. Yeah, that's the blue right here. Going back up to the revenue segments. The blue is the iPhone, and that makes up the largest portion of the revenues, which is why when a new one comes out, you see income jump. Yeah. So that's all. That's kind of all I had for you guys today. Well, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'm gonna chop this up and make it into a video too. As an investor, I'm really excited about the future of Apple. I know Apple definitely has its haters and it also has its fanboys. And I think that's one of the reasons it's so successful as a company, because everybody has something to think about Apple, and it's the same thing. Like, actually, really, like, I put out a poll today. I was saying, if you lived in America, would you have voted for Elon Musk or Trump or Biden? And fireworks going off in the comments section, which I didn't intend to do. But I think everybody can agree, whether you're a Trump supporter or a Trump hater, there are very few people who are just like, Trump's like, all right, whatever, I'm not equating him to Apple, saying he's like super premium or anything like that, but it's basically like you either like really, really like him or you like strongly, strongly are disgusted by him. And it seems like Apple is similar to that. And it seems like a lot of the really big, long-lasting, really hypey kind of companies are like that. Yeah, which is interesting. If you haven't voted in the community tab, go check it out. I'm really interested to get to know you guys more. And the reason I ask questions like that is because the more I know you guys, the more I can tailor my content to you guys as well. But yeah, so that's what I got for you guys. Let's hit the comment section one more time. John Miller, as someone who just switched from Droid to iPhone, I feel like Apple products are overrated. I still own the stock though. Cool. Thanks for sharing, John. Yeah, that's important to know. I haven't used anything Android for a long time and have never actually owned an Android phone, but I was Windows forever and I like loved it. Been building basically DOS computers since I was like 6. And so I'm very comfortable with that whole platform and the way things work. I don't know, like when I got into an iPhone, Android phones were super clunky and not very slick. So I don't know how good they are now, but like I said, it seems like after Johnny Ive left, Apple is starting to get better at offering better bang for your buck, which we're seeing in like the new MacBooks with the M1. They're like way more powerful than the previous generation MacBook Airs with 128 gigabytes of storage and stuff like that. Like way more powerful and way more capable with way better battery life. And so I'm excited on that front. Let me hear in the comments section, what do you guys think? What's going on? I just wanted to kind of share this stuff with you guys. It's already worked out to be kind of a longer video than I expected, but let me know in the comments section what's on your mind. I'm just about to wrap up. If you guys don't share anything new with me, and if this was fun or interesting or important or helpful for you, feel free to leave a super chat using the $sign down below. Thank you very much, Brian Kim, for your super chat. That's super awesome, and I'm thankful for that. You lost your money. Help me, AirTags. Yeah, I can help you find your money, bro. It's right here.